Doki doki ooh woo, all my heart's for you, my wonderful fiance, Seamus. Oh my, is that know-it I smell, Beanie? Okay. Here we go. I did it. I got all the controls figured out. It's been a little while. Welcome in, everybody. We're back in the kitchen. Congrats to Seamus for being the official first. Miri and Dova tied, but Miri is the official second and Dova is the official third. Big hearts. Miri, thank you for your resubscription. I appreciate that. And then also, hello, Carrie. Hello, Beanie. How is everybody today? What are we doing? It is a fine Sunday afternoon full of snow here. Today, Beanie, we are gonna be baking out of Dessert Person by Claire Saffitz. We're gonna make the Cranberry-Pomegranate Mousse Pie, which is what's pictured over here. And it has a, I am probably pronouncing this wrong, okay? Just to preface that, a Speculoos crust. I have no idea how to pronounce this word. It's made with Biscoff cookies, okay? So I'm calling it a Biscoff cookie crust from here forward because fuck that word. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's basically a graham cracker crust, but instead of graham crackers, you use these bad boys. Sounds medical, doesn't it? Doesn't it? You do love some cranberry stuff? Me too. I was disappointed I couldn't get fresh cranberries. I know they're out and about around Christmas time because I've made a cranberry orange cream cheese loaf for Christmas. I've made cranberry orange muffins for Christmas, and I always use fresh cranberries. Apparently by February, we don't have fresh cranberries in the supermarket anymore, so I am using frozen. I took them out a little while ago to kind of let them be not as frozen, but you know. Pokemon are pharmaceutical, that's true, Nivex. Hello, how are you? Can I see your Speculoos, right? And it's spelled weird. It's spelled Speculoos. I don't know. I don't understand. It's probably French because most things in pastry are French. And I don't speak French. Despite having a French last name, I do not speak French. So it is what it is. We are gonna make this mousse pie. It is gonna be an interesting foray for me because I have never worked with just gelatin powder. I've never worked with a gelatin-based anything that isn't Jell-O. So this is gonna be new for me. Fingers crossed I don't fuck it up. The instructions in the book are a little bit like, I don't know, I want to say weird, but I really don't think they're weird. I'm just having brain fog today, you guys. Like, it is a high anxiety, high brain fog, low energy, just shit fairy bullshit kind of day. C'est dommage. But you're reasonably certain whatever Seamus just said was, it probably was dirty, Nivex. You don't know how to speak it either? There we go. We're two peas in a pod, Beanie. Oh, that's too bad. As far as we know, it was very dirty, Seamus. Never confuse moose with moose. That's true, Miri. Very different things. Dragon hugs, Dova. Hello, crazy guy. Welcome in. How are you? Yeah, it's just, and I can't even say it's just today. Like, yesterday wasn't a great day either. I had a constant, like, low-key headache. I was instantly annoyed yesterday when I made it to my office, only to realize 7 minutes prior to my arrival, now mind you, it is a 25 to 30-minute drive from my apartment to my office. Excuse me, I'm still losing my voice a little bit from yelling a lot yesterday. From my apartment to my office. So I ask that people, please, if they have to last minute cancel, try to make it an hour before your appointment because I have to arrive 30 minutes ahead to make sure the room is set up and warm. Thank you for getting a daily self-care chickens. So 7 minutes before I arrived, so I was long in transit, I got a text stating very simply, I need to reschedule to next Saturday. I can't make it today. And I was just instantly annoyed because A, I never wanted to work Saturdays, okay? This is just a major thing for me. I never wanted to work Saturdays. I wanted to maintain weekends off. To compromise for that, when I first got into business, I was doing late nights on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I would start later, but I would stay till 7 p.m. So my last appointment could start at 6. I'm pretty sure that's how I was doing it. and I would get home around like 8. That way, anybody who works Monday through Friday, like I wanted to do, could arrive after work, in theory, and get a massage. Like that was my compromise. And I really didn't like staying late, especially in the winter when it would be like super dark and super cold and just miserable. So I started experimenting with opening Saturdays here and there. And I was like, you know what? I think I can handle truncated Saturday hours. So I changed my hours and I took away the evenings and I truncated Mondays and Saturdays so that I'm not working super long days on either. And I opened up Saturdays for clients, and they are not as popular as I would have expected. But then again, my business is not as busy as I would like. So I only had one client yesterday, and to have them last minute cancel like that was awful. It is a minimum courtesy unless there's police, fire, ambulance involved. Yeah, minimum courtesy. And I mean, shit happens, right? You could be on your way and your car breaks down. I get it. This is a regular client. They are somebody who brags about the fact that they do not get sick, so I highly doubt that they woke up not feeling well. And even so, if you wake up not feeling well, you should know at least an hour before your appointment, in my opinion. As somebody with IBS, though, I do understand flares happen and they can come out of nowhere. But normally, if you're sick, you would say that. It's an actual emergency, you give at least a few hours heads up. Yeah, and I let my clients know too. Like, if the weather is bad where you are, just let me know. We can reschedule. All I'm asking is at least an hour heads up, because I don't want to drive in if I don't have to. So this is a client who, in the past, due to work, has just space cased on an appointment, which is why they moved from being a Friday client and just like leaving work early to being a Saturday client so that they didn't have to worry about work, which is fine. But this is also a client who has literally just completely forgotten they had an appointment. So they rescheduled for next Saturday. I will find out next Saturday whether they forgot or they had an emergency. Because depending on their answer will depend on if I charge my cancellation fee, basically, of $40. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you can't give me at least an hour's notice and you don't have a solid reason why, I should be able to recoup some of the cost. Because especially if I have at least an hour, and say, for example, I had a client on either side of this person. If I was given at least an hour heads up, I could have very quickly sent out a blast of, hey, I've got a 1 hour opening. Would anybody like it? And try to fill that position. Wouldn't be the easiest, but I could have done that. But with only, in this case, it would have been 37 minutes to the appointment. Absolutely not. There's nothing I can do. Yeah, you set your alarms before you leave the previous appointment. Exactly. So it was frustrating. And that frustration apparently has like just carried into today, I guess. And it might be because my sleep has been poor. But my body is doing dumb shit. And my body likes to do dumb shit when the weather goes fuck crazy. Which it is being fuck crazy right now. We've had the barometer. So we have like a dial barometer on the wall. I think it used to be on a ship. So the dial will go back and forth, and when it goes in one direction, we're in change, and then when it goes the other way, it's fair. And like the dial is literally doing this from day to day. Like the weather doesn't know what it's doing, and my body is like, I don't know what I'm doing. Bodies are so bad. I know. I need to turn this one in on its warranty. Somebody explain to me how to do that. Like I'd like to check to make sure my warranty is still valid. I want a new body. So, yeah, that's where I've been, headspace-wise. So I'm not surprised that my IBS has been acting up. It doesn't like weather change. It doesn't like extreme emotional fluctuations, and it doesn't like sleep deprivation. So we've got like 3-for-3 bullshit going on for the IBS to just feed on. In that, I am hoping that making this pie is going to lift my spirits, because baking is very cathartic for me. I get a lot of joy out of baking. I get a lot of joy out of streaming. And I'm really hoping that it's going to be this stress relieving, calming, mood uplifting activity that it has been for me in the past. Caveat being, I just have this mental block with pie. So I have to get past my mental block to get into the enjoyment factor, you know? 60 Fahrenheit and sunny today, Tuesday. The high will be in the 30s and wintry mix. It is wild, Nivex. It is. Right where Seamus and I are, Seamus estimates we got like 6 to 7 inches. I know where my brother is. He went out to start plowing at 2 a.m. and they already had a foot. And I was like, just wait. It's going to be over at 6 a.m. And he was like, listen, the last time I waited because it was only a foot, I woke up 4 hours later and we had 4 feet of snow. And I was like, oh, well, okay, maybe go plow. So yeah, he was out plowing and I got snaps, and like, it was high enough that he was loosely plowing the road because it was up to where his plow was on his truck with it lifted. So, I mean, it is what it is. He probably made the right decision because the weather can be that drastically different in the, I don't know, I think, by the way the crow flies, we're maybe 15 miles apart. But the weather here is wild. Health monitoring thing in the app, but it never really... Mina, hi! How are you? Never really moves from low... I believe it. I believe it, Mary. Canceling, and usually people haven't... Yeah. Yup. And shit does happen, but give me a reason. Like, if it's really shit happened, give me a reason. You should be able to do that. So, yeah, we're apparently potentially getting weather again Thursday into Friday, potentially Saturday. So this week I have 2 clients tomorrow, 1 client Friday, and then the reschedule for Saturday. There is a chance I will have to reschedule my Friday appointment because I don't drive in bullshit weather, and I don't expect my clients to drive in bullshit weather. All right. I need one more moment because the cat fountain is making bad noises. Which means, because it wasn't previously making bad noises, it literally just ran out of water in the reservoir. And I can't stand that noise at all, whatsoever. It drives me up a wall. So, have to refill the cat fountain. That's better. It makes that like dry pump noise. And I can hear it from anywhere in the house. Hi, Seamus. All right, pie-wise though, I put the recipe in the Discord probably like 2.5 hours ago because I realized all of a sudden that I forgot to do that yesterday. Did I mention I have brain fog going on right now? So I had read through the recipe, but I hadn't read through the recipe. I just knew I wanted to make it. There are a lot of like waiting steps. If you go deaf like you can't hear the fountain. Oh my gosh, Seamus. Will, hello, welcome in. How are you? It is baking. So I have assembled in my brain the most ideal way, I think, to make it. And we're gonna start by making the cranberry compote because that has to cool 25 to 30 minutes. I had to look down the recipe to find it. I listed it out in steps for you guys, but it's paragraphs in this book. Hello, Full Speed, how are you? You once bred a recipe, it was a loaf of a dime. Oh my goodness, Full Speed. Oh my goodness. Bad joke is bad. How are you? So, cranberry compote is actually done on the stove. I will drag you guys over to the stove. We will make a journey together in a moment. But we're gonna get the stuff together on the island. I was joking with Seamus. I was like, at the rate I'm going for things like this, I'm gonna have to get one of those like little tabletop propane, butane, gas stove things so that I can just stay here. And then we were joking that if we had the bus, we could do that because we have a little tabletop propane stove. But alas. Torque gets there on Sunday. Let's go, Mina. Go get that food, Dova. Go get that food. So for the pie, for the cranberry compote, we're gonna need the orange zest. We're gonna need the cinnamon. We're gonna need, caveat, she calls for kosher salt. I do not have kosher salt, and I'm not gonna buy kosher salt just to bake. I have Morton's because it is iodized salt typically. Although this one says it's not. So we'll have to pay attention to that. Morton's salt used to be constantly iodized, and iodine is very good for my thyroid. But regardless, this is what I have. When a recipe calls for kosher salt and you do not have kosher salt, use less salt. Reason being, kosher salt is like a really thick grain of salt, so it takes up more space and thus you actually get less of it in a teaspoon than if you use not kosher salt that takes up less space, whereas you'll get more of it in a teaspoon. So salt is really just a flavor enhancer, estimate. So we need the salt, granulated sugar, obviously the cranberries, and we need pomegranate molasses, which I bought this on Amazon, okay? This is very common in the Middle East. So I got Cortas brand. Touch Torque's butt for me, Mina. Ooh, Full Speed. Ooh. I'm gonna just slide over the things that we're not using presently because I'm just trying to keep things separate. And we need to put it in a small saucepan. We are also gonna need water, which I think is the bulk. So yeah, I can use a small saucepan. This is probably a little more like a medium saucepan, but it's gonna work. All right, so into this saucepan, we need the orange zest, which I don't eat oranges, so I feel bad about this, but it wants 2 wide strips removed with a vegetable peeler. And then the rest of the oranges, there's nothing I have to do with it. I don't really care much for orange juice by itself. I don't like to eat oranges. Oranges just aren't my fruit. You made a cooking stream. Hello, Torque. You did. And see, yeah, kosher salt has its place, but salt really is just, it's a flavor enhancer, and kosher, aside from being approved to have respected the standards set forth by Torah for people who are of Jewish descent and faith, kosher salt really just has a bigger granule. Salt is salt is salt. And now it's time to raid out. Yeah, no. You're not big on oranges either? Holy fuck. There we go. This is a lot harder to peel than it looks. And it literally just says 2 wide strips. I don't know length. I don't know width. It just says 2 wide strips. So I'm just gonna go around twice. There's one. And we'll do it again. If I spin this back on my finger correctly. Yeah, so unless Seamus wants to eat this, which I don't think he does, it's just gonna end up being tossed. Which I don't like to waste food. There's 2. But I also don't believe in forcing anybody to eat something that they don't care for. Which is also why instead of getting a bag of oranges, I got 1 orange. You're not, it's fancy pants over there with fancy pants style peeler. So that peeler was a Christmas gift to me from my best friend because I did not have a vegetable peeler and she didn't want me to lose a finger using a knife. Because I have only ever used the like metal ones with the handle that you do this with. Growing up, and when I got here, Seamus did not have a vegetable peeler because I think he's okay using a knife. And my bestie was watching me try to peel, I think it was carrots or an apple or something with a knife, and she was like, "You are going to lose a finger at this rate." That was my Christmas gift. Okay, so we got our orange zest. Cinnamon. We need a 1/4 teaspoon ground cinnamon. You can actually use a cinnamon stick, it says, but I do not feel like grating my own cinnamon stick. Not in... Try not to drop your measuring spoons. Not in the slightest. And I'm like triple checking that I'm reading my measuring spoons correctly because, funny story, the other night I made bourbon chicken, essentially. It was supposed to be done in a crock pot, but it was actually kind of stupid to do it in the crock pot, so I didn't. And apparently I couldn't read on Thursday. So I guess the brain fog goes all the way back to Thursday. And instead of putting half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes in this, I put a teaspoon. And if you know anything about red pepper flakes, you know that that shit was spicy. Ophelia, hi! You'll make red velvet cookies with white chocolate chips. Delicious. It is the muscle mommy. It is. You've peeled your skin off one too many times? Yeah. Yep. That's why. That's why I don't have one. Because I will lose skin. Can't have that. All right, salt. This calls for a pinch of kosher salt. So what I'm gonna do is put just a tiny bit in my hand so I can see. Yeah, that'll do. Literally a pinch, and it goes. It's tiny, it's fine. Cranberries, of which it wants 283 grams, which is about 2.5 cups, plus 20 or so for garnish. I need to get the garbage out. That would be helpful. Watch it be full. Full of packaging. Seamus probably was putting some of his radio stuff and whatnot in there. Okay. So 2.5 cups, essentially. God, I love cranberries. Or we can weigh it. Move the cookies. I'm spicing out the entire house. Listen, Seamus liked it. It was a good amount of heat for him. I was just like, holy fuck. Kitchen scale. No gym because constantly sick. Oh, that's the worst though, isn't it? Come on, you damn thing. Stop bouncing numbers. This is the next thing on my list to replace. I don't know if I got a lemon or what, but the numbers bounce. All right, we're off by 2 grams. So it calls for, God, the text is small. 283, so, oh, now it's zeroed. 283 it is. Between 283 and 285 because it is bouncing. And there's 454 grams of cranberries in this bag, so I know there's enough. Whee! 280. There we go. Nope, that's one too many. Or so. You would think it would only take like half the bag for something that says it's 454 grams, but that took like all of the bag. Oh well, I'm gonna trust my scale. That's the long and short of it. I'm gonna trust what the instrument is telling me. In 12 years, Seamus. Turn that off. Put the scale back over here. Cranberries back on that side. 1 cup of the granulated sugar. Is my 1 cupper in here? Yes, it is. There we go. That's about 1 cup. Your chest gets all tight and you cough. Ooh, that's no fun, Ophelia. Multiplayer up to 4 people. Oh, you must be talking about headliners. Yes. I know Glay has played it, Epic has played it, Vin has played it, Chiba has played it, Flash has played it. I just wasn't available to watch them while they were streaming it. I've heard it's hilarious. Right now, though, I got bored of Lethal Company and I've never tried content warning, so I might like it. I might get bored of it very quickly. And went take a selfie. Oh my God, that's funny. 3 tablespoons of the pomegranate molasses. I think my tablespoon is actually in the drying rack. That's a 1/2 teaspoon. This is probably a whole teaspoon. It sure is. Tablespoons in the drying rack. There it is. Tablespoon, which I think is technically like 1/8 of a cup, but let's crack this bad boy open. What an interesting smell. I expected it to smell sweeter. Now I am keeping this in the fridge because unlike a traditional molasses, it's just like thickened, thickened sugar. This does have fruit in it, so I'm assuming it would go rancid if I just left it, especially once opened. If I left it on my my baking rack. So this will be going back in the fridge, but I took it out a little ahead so that it would actually pour, because we didn't need things to be super slow because the molasses was too thick. Okay, that won't balance there. We'll just have to trust that everything is out of it. Oh, it's almost sour. Oh my God, that is not what I was expecting when I gave it a taste. Wow. But I couldn't resist. Don't worry, if I need the tablespoon again, I will wash it ahead. Like, I'm not gonna use something that I licked, but I had to try it. Okay, there's the pomegranate molasses and 1 cup of water. All right. So now we're going to bring the mixture to a boil and cook, stirring often with a heat-proof spatula. This is very important because the sugar is going to get hot enough that if you don't use a heat-proof spatula, it will melt. I learned that from experience. Not all spatulas are created the same. You can use something you licked and they can't stop you. Oh my God, Hannah, welcome in. It's true, they can't, but I'm not going to. Hydrate, take a stretch, and remember you're loved and welcome here. Thank you, Dova. So I know this was a hand-me-down. Somebody ended up with 2 and they gave me 1, but I know the Pampered Chef, these spatulas are heat-proof, so this is safe. I can't say the same for like, there's the damn thing. This guy. I got this guy from the supermarket. I have no idea if he's heat proof. So we're not using that one. Let me go set this on the stove and then I'll drag you guys over that direction. We're going for a ride. We're gonna get a panorama of the entire kitchen basically, and my face and my head, and it's fine. Just have to make sure we don't have too much hanging tension on the laptop cord because I don't want to damage the port on the laptop. All right, there's over by the stove. And then we'll just do that. There we go. Not the best lighting. I think I can fix that. Hopefully it'll pick it up. You're gonna damage Mina's port? Ooh. It is better safe than sorry with things that might melt. Absolutely. Let's turn on the stove. So this says it can take like 10 to 15 minutes. We basically need to make jam. But what we're actually making is a compote. And we're gonna press it through a fine mesh sieve, which is just a fancy term for a fine mesh strainer. And I see that golden kappa from Epix. And we're gonna keep the liquid and toss the solids. Yeah, the time I melted a spatula, I was making caramel. I was very upset with myself. I don't know if I've ever made caramel since. I was so angry with myself. I probably have, and I just don't remember it because I don't do a lot with caramel. I should do more with caramel because you know what, guys? Caramel is delicious. You don't have to ask me twice. That's very exciting, though, that you guys are going to get to meet again so soon. Because plane tickets ain't cheap. Meet again and meet again, apparently. Yes, exactly, Hanno. Exactly. I'm surprised at how much heat is coming up around the edges of the pot. Either that or I'm just sensitive to it today. Usually I am just a sucker for anything warm because my body temperature runs cold. And my Hashimoto's has been keeping me chilly. I was chatting with Mel by Moonlight and Phoenix Dark and Maddie, aka the Dreadstone, the other night, like really late at night. We were doing a jigsaw together and chatting and talking about what temperature it was in our house. And when I told everybody that it was 75 Fahrenheit in my room at that moment, and I was very cozy, they became very concerned. But I get so cold these days. I'm hoping as I can get exercise back into my life more and like I'm moving regularly again, maybe my metabolism will speed up and I'll be warmer, but this really is a Hashimoto side effect that my thyroid getting fucked has screwed my internal body temperature and what I consider to be too warm or too cold. Hopefully the rate of the background music is good compared to my voice, by the way, because for whatever reason, my laptop, which is what I'm looking at, is not bringing the sound forth from my desktop, so I'm having to like very loosely listen to it from a room over. Move into the hot tub section of Twitch and stream in a sauna as Sonique. Oh my god, Hanno. But like first I would need a hot tub. I don't have that. I have a bathtub in a small cramped bathroom that is the only bathroom. So like if I was streaming for 6 hours in a bikini in my bathtub, Seamus would have nowhere to poop. And I don't need him. This is a very true story. I don't need him to have to pee out the window again. So there was a night I was doing a project with a classmate in my massage therapy schooling program where we had to do a project on mapping the meridians of the body, which is part of classical Chinese medicine. We learned it for shiatsu. You could do it however you wanted. You could draw a picture and draw the meridians on. Some people like got Barbie dolls and drew them on or whatever. But my friend and I decided we were going to do like boudoir style photos and draw them on ourselves. And while we were working on this project, Seamus was sequestered into the bedroom, which is where his computer was at the time. Just being polite because there were like mostly naked women in the main room of the house, being the kitchen, And only one of them was he technically allowed to see naked. And he ended up really having to pee. So rather than asking if we could like quick put robes on or something, he just peed out the window. It was dark out, so nobody could see. But I laughed so hard when he told me. Showers with Seamus channel? Probably Discord, Nova. 5 pots of boiling water in the kitchen fixed. Oh my gosh. Sauna hype. And you'll buy the hot tub, let's go. Oh my god. I don't know where we would put the hot tub, Torque. Hey Patrick, how are ya? I literally did have somebody come in. It was during a baking stream. I think it was while I was making Christmas cookies. Not last year, but the year before, like the first year I was making the cookies. Come in and ask how much it would cost, like how much they had to donate to get me to do exactly that, a hot tub stream. And I just politely was like, I don't own a hot tub. And they were like, well, what if I gave you $60 to buy an inflatable one? And I was like, no, I don't have room for it. Like, people are weird. Checks flight prices. Backlit by his gacha games. You'd have to be closer. Oh my god, that's so funny. They are starting to shift ever so slightly. We're looking for them, I think, to burst. Shoot. Don't get funky. I just need to look at the recipe real fast. Stirring often until the cranberries have burst and the mixture is very thick and reduced to a jammy consistency, 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, yeah. Yep, I was right. 60 small houses, 60 whole dollars. Just hanging out, nothing wrong with that, Patrick. Nothing wrong with that at all. Thank you for getting your daily self-care check-in. What's up, James? He loves to just peek in with like creepy eye. Oh, this does smell really good though. Kraft's got nothing on the noodles you just made. I love that, Dova. Kraft is good in a pinch, but I do prefer homemade mac and cheese. Homemade mac and cheese is the best. Yeah, I don't think it's quite started to thicken. But if it's anything like the custard pies I make, it goes from soupy to thick real fast. Like 1 minute it's soupy and the next second you're like, wow, when did it start to thicken? Because it's thick. See, I must, yeah, right? Made you laugh when he did that? That's what he does. That's what he does. It's definitely starting to boil. Man, if I was willing to make this in large batches, I bet this would be super delicious to spoon over like pancakes or waffles. Like the cinnamon definitely is adding something, and the orange. turn down the heat a little bit so that I can actually see what's going on instead of just having bubbles. Remember how I said it would very quickly go from like nothing to something? That is exactly what's happening. We're very quickly starting to get things bursting. It's definitely starting to get thicker. Thank you for the hug, Patrick. Yeah, he is. He's sitting 6 feet from where I'm standing. One of these days, and maybe someday soon, I will do a house flipper stream where we go into sandbox mode to just build, and I'll take the measurements of the apartment and I will literally build the apartment for you guys so you can get a feel for the layout. I think that could be fun. Because it's not like I'm going to be doxing myself. I'm not telling you where I am. And then, I mean, if you wanted to take measurements of your houses, I could do them as well. It could be a Saki builds her community kind of streaming set. Because it's very entertaining to build from the ground up in House Flipper. Yeah, I think we're getting close. I think we're getting close. I'll tilt it just a little bit so that you can see down here a little bit more. And then now you can really kind of see what I'm doing. We'll just zoom in. You get my lips and the pot. Although I can probably tilt it even more. There we go. And then I think if I zoom in again, yeah, that's as far over as I can spin it like that, but I can do this. There we go. Because this is the important part, seeing the pot, really. I know my face is enjoyable and makes weird expressions, but this is what you really need to see. Yeah, we're getting to that jammy consistency. Wanting to eat something you've just ate. I always want to watch something with food. You know what, Patrick? I do that too. I can't tell you the number of times I've watched Tasting History with Max Miller and eaten breakfast. Or How to Cook That with Ann Reardon and eaten breakfast. Or like my brother and John will be like, let's watch some YouTube together. And I'll be like, okay, let me get a snack. Because inevitably, we're probably going to watch something that has to do with cooking. The sewing is done. Now you can cut the wood bars. What were you sewing, Carrie? What are the wood bars for? I'll let this go just a little longer. Yeah, we don't really have many whole cranberries left. And you can see like it's thick on the spatula. Doggy door curtains for work. Oh, that's right. Food is what currently on the... Yeah, it is true. Food is definitely what's currently on the brain at those times. That's a very good theory, Patrick. That is a very good theory. You can also kind of see like the scum line here. This is where it started and now we're down here. So it's definitely reducing nicely. Which is what we want. I'm very grateful that Seamus Took the time to clean the stovetop so that it's not filthy. Fixed one and 5 more made. Nice. Nothing wrong with slowly working on it over the course of the afternoon. Like, that's a good way to do it, in my opinion. That's probably good. Turn off the heat. I am going to zoom back out on Droid, because that's what I use as Droid Cam for this. I'm going to drag you guys back over. You will be the first ones to go back to where we were. Because we're done with the stove for the moment. Pick the cord back up into place. Now that it doesn't have to stretch anywhere. Whoop. Spin this. Oh, look, it's back to my countertop. All right, now let me get... If you yell "wee" every time she moves the camera, I love that. All right, I need to make space. So we don't need the cranberries anymore because I'm not doing the optional stuff. It doesn't work with frozen. So those can go back in the freezer. I'll probably make like cranberry orange muffins or something at another time. Excuse me, freezer, you're supposed to latch. Oh, you did. You just didn't make the sound. Okay. This can go back in the fridge. I didn't need the lid, so this can just go back down under here. I can pull out my fine mesh sieve. We're gonna need that, and then we're just gonna carefully like pile stuff out of the way of what's about to be very hot pot. My island is heat proof. I can set the pot right on it. That's not an issue. The issue here is not wanting to like melt the bag or something. There we go. I need to tilt this back up. Mo better-ish. Refining where we were is always the struggle. You come out and yell "wee." Oh my God. Oh my goodness. All right. I need a bowl. Benefits of being small, it's easy to get into low places. I can't do shit with high places, but low places, I got that down. Okay. And then my sieve goes over the bowl. It shouldn't immediately cover the line left by the spatula, yeah. Should be good. We should be thick. Thick enough. So we're gonna strain it. We set a fine mesh sieve over a medium bowl and scrape the compote into the sieve. I'm trying to do this carefully so that it doesn't end up on the island, but it also doesn't end up splashing all over me. Because I certainly do not want a hot, sugary liquid burning my arms. Dork, thank you for resubscribing. What color heart would you like? I have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, or pink. Looking for group. Orange, say less, you got it. Mary's getting purple, you're getting orange. Yep, and then we're just gonna press it through. because we want the liquidy bits. We don't want like the orange peel or the skins of the cranberry or the seeds. This is gonna be a smooth talking pie. No seedy business. At least ideally not. Some of the seeds are small enough to make it through. It'll be okay. I've also got to start prepping you guys. My 3-year streamiversary / affiliate anniversary is in 2 weeks. Just 2 friggin' weeks. I missed it last year. Last year we were in quite the funk and not streaming regularly this time. And so I didn't do anything for my second one. My first one was a lot of fun. Didn't do anything for my second, so we gotta make the third one good and enjoyable. Thank you for the raid! You blitz with an immersion blender to deal with the tiny seeds? That makes sense, Michaela. Welcome in, Michaela. It is a short time for planning, but I got this. Raiders, welcome on in. My name is Saknika. You may also hear me called Sam. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch and a member of Everbright Global Gaming Stream Team. I'm currently baking. We're making the Cranberry-Pomegranate Mousse Pie with a Biscoff cookie crust from the book Dessert Person by Claire Saffitz. How was your stream, Esiclis? What were we playing? Was it plate up? Were you playing the plating? You guys, if you're not already following Esiclis, 10 out of 10, definitely check her out. She is super awesome. I met her through Wonk Tootie. We are co-mods for Wonk Tootie, along with many other wonderful people. And Esiclis has only just gotten into streaming, but she seems to be enjoying it. All right, that should do it. The plating with Robin, nice and caffeinated. More cursed restaurants on. I wasn't there to tell you to pick like salad or tacos or whatever other cursed thing I could tell you to pick. Damn. Damn. Because you're always great to see. Aw, thank you, Patrick. Once everyone's subs run out, you're running. Well, we're just going to have to renew our subs, aren't we? You're not going anywhere, Esiclis. 0 places. I will go sub for 3 months in advance. Okay? Then what are you gonna do? Okay. We set this aside. We're gonna need it. I'm going to rinse it now while it's still hot because it's easier to get the shit off. Or at least put water in it, because guess what? It's already stuck. Let the sugar melt. Because we're going to use it again for the gelatin. So we're just going to let it sit there carefully. Don't give me a crying face. I know you love it. And of course, if you have to raid and run, Raider, I barely know her. I totally understand. You've been streaming, you need to get your post-stream self-care, do it. Welcome in, Beach Hobo Ray. Welcome in, Caffeinated. I see you on the raid train. I just had to get to where I could scroll. Would just ghost and not care about the people sub to. Yeah, it's true. There are many who do that. All right, so now set a fine mesh sieve over a medium bowl. Scrape the compote into the sieve. Set the spatula aside to use again. Set the saucepan aside to use again later. Use spatula for it to mix through. Pressing in the solids, discard the solids. Whisk 1/3 of a cup of the heavy cream into the compote until the mixture is completely smooth. Heavy cream is a dream. I love heavy cream, you guys. I like the texture it imparts upon things. I guess my 1/3 of a cup got used. Trying to remember for what. Probably that bourbon chicken I made. It's the least you can do for all the love and support. Hugs for Speculoos. You guys are amazing. I am blessed with a wonderful community. 1/3 cup heavy cream coming up. Yeah, the last time Speculoos was doing Cursed Restaurants, you guys, I was in her chat and I was just like, do salad, do tacos. And she crazily listened to me and we were allowed to vote on the cards. So when it was like potato salad or blindfolded chefs, I was like, oh yeah, we're voting for potato salad. When it was like apple salad or blindfolded chefs, I was like, apple salad. She said cursed. She meant the layout. I took it as the whole restaurant. It was cursed. I'm not seeing any cream come up to the surface, so that should be it. You, Robin, and you were crying. How to make homemade boba drinks. Ooh. Some boba pearls, maple syrup, and a tea I like. That's amazing, Dova. That is amazing. It was fun, though. That's the important part, that you have fun. Aw, Patrick. You're too kind. Get the rest of this in here. Now that it's settled. All right. This has to go in the fridge. If you just use marbles, you'll never need to replace them. I know. Oh my goodness. All right. Cover with plaster wrap and refrigerate until the cranberry mixture is cool, about 25 to 30 minutes. What do you think, guys? Should I lick the spatula? Should I see how it tastes and we can wash the spatula later? I just got some boba pearls from Costco because you intend to make milk tea. It's so good. Or just use Seamus. Oh my goodness. Wazzo, hi. Go for it, whatever. Oh my god, that's so good, you guys. I think I just got it on my nose. The cranberries are definitely like the forward flavor. And then you get a little bit of an aftertaste of pomegranate. It's really good. We'll wash that spatula before we use it. Plastic wrap. Over here. Hiding. Hiding away on the shelf. You would think I would have pulled it out earlier, but alas, I can only think of so many things to prep. Lick it slowly. Ooh, woo, torque. If Full Speed were here, he would have suddenly identified as a spatula, because that's what happened the last time I licked one on stream. I forget what the hell I was making, but yes. Okay. You miss a raid chat explode. Don't turn your back, Seamus. That's the short answer. You should know better. I think I pulled this up too far when I put it on. Put this in the fridge to cool. $5:30, so by about 6. All right, so now we're gonna have to switch gears. I'm actually gonna put the heavy cream away for a little bit so that it can cool back down. Because we're not gonna be working with it for another little while. We now need to make the pie crust. So we're gonna be switching gears big time. Wants to have your pearls in her boba tea. Ooh woo. Get your pearls out of my tea. So this is page 79 of her book. The next part is on page 327. So we're gonna go to the complete opposite end of it. And make the Biscoff cookie crust. Settle in. Oh dear, why are you tipping over? How do I get you to hold? This is the first time my book holder has been like, absolutely not. Okay, it's not gonna stay. It's just not gonna stay. The book holder cannot contain it when it's this off balance, I guess. Can I do it like this? Like, what is the major malfunction here? Are you... Oh, did you get... Nope. Okay. All right, adapt, improvise, overcome. You sit here like that. You get the fuck out of my way. Not the whole boba tea bag. You already want your elevate? I mean, technically, Dova, it's the weekend. You can do whatever you want. We need the food processor. I don't typically use food processors. I don't like the noise of them. But if the recipe calls for a food processor, we use the food processor because far be it from me to try and reinvent the wheel like we did last time with the cinnamon sugar cookies, which were delicious, by the way. Like, they were so worth it. I need to adjust this. This is adjusted. Professor, I hardly know her. Welcome in, Bedril. This is adjusted by the ties around the back, so I just need to pull it down a little bit. We do have snow, Robin. We do. Like all aprons, it doesn't cover my boobs properly, and that's what annoys me. This is the one, though, that is in my shop, in my merch shops. Shameless self-promotion here. Like, this is the Whack It Off apron, because God, I say that a lot when I'm baking. It's too warm right now. Right, should make aprons for women with boobs, because it needs to be like this wide. I need like an extra 4 inches on either side of the damn apron. The cut never works. I'm glad I'm not alone. 4-letter word, snow, yes. You like it when I whack it off, Seamus? I bet you do. Because that's more ingredients in the dish. All right, how the hell does this work? Okay, this lifts. Is that just gonna fall out? Nope, doesn't look like it. I'm looking for the pulsey blades. That says medium shred. That's slicing. We don't want those. I need blades. Are they under this? Are they in this? Yes, they're protected inside of this. How do I get them out? Because, like, they're in there. It's 68 degrees there. It's over 14 Fahrenheit. I think it's like 20 degrees here. Oh, okay. But this is too big, isn't it? Yeah, that's way too big. That's what she said. Do I need this? No, that's not big enough. That's also what she said. Just further proof I don't use these things. Like, this thing feels like it should come out. Oh, it does. Okay, so we've got that. But that still doesn't. I am gonna cut myself. This thing is ridiculously sharp. Does it go like this? I mean, that feels more secure. No. Was it that thing I popped out? This thing?
Yeah, put it back from the bottom.
Like this?
You get that upside down in the blade.
Oh. Food processors, not my friend. It's just storage. It's definitely just storage. So this, you think, comes up like this, Seamus?
Yeah, put the tall post back in the middle of the blender.
Like this?
The collar on top of that.
Oh, I guess that does kind of snap it in place. This is what Seamus puts up with, you guys.
Then you shut the lid at the top part, the one that we know.
Gotcha. How did these settle in here nicely? So I just want them to be able to carefully set them off to the side. No lost fingers. That's the important part. To eat your ice cream sandwich? No, that's too cold. That's too cold for ice cream. So we need 170 grams of Biscoff. Making him helicopter to blend things. Oh my goodness, Tano. Oh my goodness. These cookies, by the way, if you've never had a Biscoff cookie, they are so freaking delicious. Turn that back on. How do I want to do this? How hard is it to take this up and off? Not terribly. Perfect. We're just gonna set the whole thing on here. And it's the 170. This is 170. Was on a plane and you've been addicted, right? It's so good. Oh, I have to break these up with my fingers. Whatever doesn't end up in here, I'm eating immediately. Because there's more than 170 grams in this package. I just don't know how many cookies that leaves behind. You'll never believe it though, you guys. Amazon shipped these to me, right? In a padded envelope. I was like, are you kidding me? It's a good thing. It didn't matter to me if the cookies were broken or not. And surprisingly, they're not broken. But I was like, that is the dumbest packaging for a thing of cookies I have literally ever seen. You made a Biscoff cake at New Year's? Oh, that sounds good. Darn, there will be some extra to eat. I know, it's just a crying shame, isn't it? Just a crying shame that I have to eat the extras. Damn it. Seamus is gonna actually have to try a Biscoff cookie. Yeah, because this package is supposed to be 250 grams. We're up to 115. Maybe like 2 cookies more max. We're at 152. $161. $170. Get the Biscoff cookie crust off of, or crust, crumblies off of my fingers. What, on the cookies, Seamus? Come get one. They're right there. They're so good. I love getting the Biscoff cookie butter to spread on like toast. That is delicious. All right. This is latched. It's snapped in place. Hopefully my mic cuts this out because it's about to get loud as fuck. But I'm gonna watch on OBS just to make sure. You tried spreading the spread on the cookies. It was not optimal. That's fair. My mic does do a pretty good job of cutting out the stuff. It says not to make it too fine because it'll become too wet. So I think that's probably good. God, this is a much quieter I'm impressed. This is a much quieter food processor than the old one we had. And we only replaced it, for the record, because the old one, like the blade part broke. So, yeah, that should do it. What do you think, Seamus? Do you like them? Sprinkling grade, not snorting grade. Exactly. Ooh, frozen pizza. What kind of frozen pizza? Pepperoni, cheese, pineapple. Nom, 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 nom. Unplug this. All right. And then it says, until you have fine crumbs, don't overprocess or the mixture will be too wet. Transfer the crumbs into a bowl, then add the demerara, sugar, salt, yolk, and only 4 tablespoons unsalted butter. Guess who's using salted? Don't care. Okay, we need a bowl. Another bowl, if you please. Bowl. Thin crust pepperoni, love it. Carefully. Woo. The lid's a little awkward. I could have sworn this like comes off. Like you can pop the lid up and off or something. Oh, you can. I was correct. Because I remember when Seamus and I bought this, we were like super impressed with some of the features, and then we didn't end up using it for a very long time until like basically now, so there's that. Salted butter. That's what Smeagol said last night. Because I was buttering a bagel and some of it fell off of the knife onto the floor, and so he got a little bit of a treat. Just gonna actually leave this together over here because nobody can get hurt if the blade is in the thing. Yes. Yes, that is truth. Okay, so of the sugar, we need 2 tablespoons demerara, which, if you remember, the turbinado and the demerara are basically interchangeable. It's just, again, the granule size of the sugar. So I have more of the turbinado. I did not decide to order separate sugar because I was like, it will work. I'm not buying something different. I did look, because we ordered our groceries online last time, I did look to see if I could get demerara online at the local grocery, and I couldn't. So I said, fuck it. I didn't even open this last time. Scissors, por favor. I'm like, why can't I just pull this apart? Because I didn't open it yet. Makes a difference. Into the garbage. I said 2 tablespoons? 2 tablespoons. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of that. It does call for salt, but because I have salt in the butter, I'm not going to add the extra salt. Because it calls for half a teaspoon of kosher salt, which is gonna be more like a 1/4 teaspoon of my salt, which I guarantee you is gonna be in the 4 tablespoons of butter that we stick in this thing. So then we need a yolk of an egg. Just the yolk. I'm gonna stab myself. This broke very oddly. Come on, egg white. Get your snotty self off of there. Thank you. I'm probably doing something wrong. Work the mixture. Okay, no, it is. Put it all in and then work the mixture with your fingertips. Technica confirmed. Extra salty. You get turbinado sugar cubes for your tea use. Ooh. The bugga salt? I don't know what bugga salt is. Air fryer beep time to go. Ooh, get your chicken fingers. All right, so we don't actually need the egg white for anything, so it can come over here. I'm not saving one egg white. I could, but I'm not. So that's our yolk. And 4 tablespoons of technically unsalted, but we're going salted because that's what I got. Like I said, just be mindful. And we've got about a half a tablespoon worth of discrepancy in the way the packaging was applied. 4 tablespoons is half a stick of butter. That's about half a stick. Put the rest back in the fridge for other baking or cooking purposes. Might be a little over softened, but whatevs. We'll make it work. And I know ads are running, but baking streams are the one thing that I really can't pause for ads. Oh, a salt shotgun to shoot bugs. Never heard of it. Specifically flies. Interesting. Of the 50 times a day they've gone, oh no. Out of the building he was, oh my, Dova. Sounds problematic. Okay. Well, we're just gonna get our fingers in here. This is not how I normally do this, but hey. She says make yourself a mess. I will make myself a mess. And then I will cry in sensory issues. There's just something about egg encrusted stuff that, ooh, I don't really care for it. But I get that a lot of this kind of baking is hands-on. Like, you have to get in there. Welcome back from the ads, friends. Yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing. We're mixing everything together via fingertips. And it is coming together nicely, and I can't wait to rinse it off of my hands. And then start preheating the oven. This is also why, like, when Seamus makes meatloaf, he just does it with his hands. It doesn't bother him. I don't like the feeling of the egg and the breadcrumbs and the meat. It's very similar to this. I'll do it in the KitchenAid. Hence, Seamus usually makes the meatloaf when we're having it for dinner. I think that's well mixed. It feels well mixed. Everything resembles wet sand. Okay. Wipe as much of it off into this bowl as we can. And then the rest of it is getting washed off of my fucking hands immediately. Okay. Oh, relief. Ooh, hot. Mo better. All right, so we're gonna preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think is like 180 Celsius, if I remember right. Don't guarantee that. Definitely double check me, but I think it's 180 Fahrenheit. Okay. We need a 9-inch pie plate, which I believe this is 9 inches. It has no labels, so we're just going with it will work. And we're going to use, this is technically not a flat-sided measuring cup. Where's my cup that I use? This will work. Flat-sided, something with like straight sides, flat bottom, that you can use to press this in. As you start by getting it around the edges, like just save some extra. You're just basically pressing it into place. I feel like there's not enough here. Like, WTF? I know this is like a 9-inch pie plate. You know how I know? Because this is the same pie plate I use for literally every pie. She says to use something flat to make it flat. I'm just gonna press it in with my fingers because I need to make it thin. And I need to control it because I need it to like fill the pie plate. Thank you for the lurk, Federal. Even cream pie. That's right. I do get my cream pies in these to work. I do. Pie crusts are, quite literally, the bane of my existence, for what it's worth. I don't like making them, they don't like me making them, apparently. I guess there is enough. You just have to make sure it's really thin. And well packed. That's what she said. This definitely looks like it's gonna hold better than the last time I tried to make a graham cracker crust. Whoop. Just trying to flatten it out as much as I can. So it's not just like finger press marks. Pies are just not, they're not my strongest skill. Cookies. Cookies are my strongest skill. I don't know how I'm supposed to tell if this is darkened, but we'll figure it out. You got something for Dova? You're so hungry. What did you order, Torque? That's the real question. Okay. Okay, didn't come out that bad. I'm not going to tilt it completely because I don't want it to like fall out or something, but I'll take it. Smells good. So I'm going to set this aside until the oven is done preheating. We're going to tidy up a little bit and eat another cookie because they're sitting here. Ooh, from a burger place. Nice. And on a foil lined baking sheet. I don't need to put it on a baking sheet. That seems weird. We're gonna bake it 13 to 15 minutes though, when we get that far. Oh, speaking of, we're going the full 15. It should be fine. So in it goes. I don't know why you're open, Snapchat. Clock. Timer. How convenient that it's already on 15 minutes. All right, start that going. This can go into the sink. Next step. Soften the gelatin. Rinse and dry the reserved saucepan. Pour 3 tablespoons cold water into the saucepan and sprinkle the gelatin over it. Don't stir. Okay. I'm going to turn you guys ever so slightly. You can see the sink because that's where I'm going to be for a moment. Man, just letting it be hit with water works so nicely. I know it says to just rinse, but there is shit stuck to the edge. And we can wash the spatula while we're at it. That'll do. Just set that there for a hot second. Give the spatula a quick go. That can sit in the dryer. The drain board. And actually, while I'm right here, let me get the first hit of the strainer, the sieve. Because the sooner that comes off, the less likely it is to be completely stuck in there. Anytime you have to push fruit soup through a sieve, it's a process to get it back out. And the fact that this was also sugary makes it a little bit of an extra process. So I just want to take care of the problematic pieces while I'm right here, rather than let them sit for a couple hours and then be like, oh my God, I can't get this out, and hate my life. Because that is exactly what would happen. And before anybody says that, I hope that is not what she said. Nobody wants the, oh my God, I can't get it back out moment. Nobody. Because then you have to tell the EMTs that you fell on it and they don't believe you. Okay, I'm gonna let you know right now. They don't believe you when you tell them that. Ever. We all know you didn't fall on it. And your friends will laugh at you for God only knows how many years. Probably right to the day you die. Or they die, whoever goes first. Okay. We need... What we've fallen on, things that you're not supposed to be putting in places that they don't belong. We'll get yelled the way in like a minute. Yeah, never lie to him. It just slows things down. We need 3 tablespoons cold water and sprinkle the gelatin over it. How much gelatin do we need? 1.5 teaspoons. So 3 tablespoons of cold water. Make this cold. One. The nice thing is if I spill it, it's water. Worst thing Seamus and I are going to end up with is a wet sock. Not sticky. And it won't make the sock crusty. 3 tablespoons of cold water. 1.5 teaspoons of powdered gelatin. Is my half teaspoon still in here? It sure is. We're just gonna do 3 half teaspoons. Because then we only dirty one thing. Okay. Sparkling soda squares. That sounds interesting. There's recipes on the back. I don't know how well that focuses is. So I took off the ability for it to just constantly change its focus. And I tried to estimate that the area where it needed to be in focus. So hopefully this is working out for everybody. So there's one. Two. basically a whole package of the gelatin. So this is, from what I understand, it's called Letting It Bloom. I'm not saving literally like that much, a finger's width of gelatin in the bottom of the package. It's got 3 more packages in it, so that's kind of cool. Put this back on yon shelf. We've got about 8 minutes on the pie. Oh, it's bubbling. That's unexpected. We're gonna set this aside to just let it do what it's gotta do. Allow it to soften about 10 minutes. So that's kind of perfect because we've got about 8 minutes on the clock, so we'll take the pie out and get it like cooling, and that'll be the 2 minutes, and then we'll be able to work with the gelatin again. I'm done with the turbinado sugar, I believe. Oh, I got molasses on my thing. I was like, what is kind of like wonky on my apron? Molasses. And I'm only gonna wipe it up so that I don't smear it on something else. I actually think we're just down to the heavy cream part, right? Meanwhile, pour 1 cup of the heavy cream into a stand mixer fitted with a whisk attachment. Start beating on medium-low, increasing speed to medium-high as the cream thickens until you have firm peaks. You can also do this by hand with a whisk. Who do you think I am, Claire? That's a you trick. Okay, so yeah, we can actually get the cream going. Let me just put some of this stuff away because we don't need it. If you clean as you go, it's less of a problem. That is one of those like secrets that I don't know how it became a secret. Unless it's just like laziness that caused it to become a secret, because like, I don't know, it sounds like common sense to me. Clean as you go, man. Clean as you go. Does smell good, the crust. Oh my God, it is shrinking so much. Well, it'll be what it'll be. We'll see how this works. I didn't expect it to shrink. Because it's not it's a pastry crust, but it's not your typical like flour and whatever pastry crust. I am confused. Oh well, nothing I can do about that now. It's already in the oven and it's already doing the things. So it said 1 cup of heavy cream?
I'm gonna need you to drink.
You got it, Dova. Delicious. 1 cup heavy cream. Pull my heavy cream back out of yon refrigerator. And it has been over 30 minutes with the cranberry mixture, so that should be doing good. We need 1 cup. Man, I may make hot cocoa tonight and just say to hell with my IBS and put heavy cream in it. It's a very bad idea. Like, it is definitely inviting the tummy trouble, but that just sounds so tasty. Like a thick, creamy hot cocoa to drink? Yes, please. Shmoo, I know it's almost time for your wets, but you're just gonna have to wait. Yon whisk attachment. Itchy nose. Let it get started. Let it get started. 3.5 minutes on the timer. I don't think Seamus wants this, but I'm gonna ask. Hi, Smeagol. Are you gonna eat this?
What about it?
Would you eat this orange?
Sure.
Okay, I'll put it in the fridge.
Okay.
I cannot hear you, Seamus. I hear him talking. Yeah, it is definitely cooled off. Schmoobles! Yes. And he would very much appreciate it. I'm just moving this down again. You should eat fruit like that for your diet. That's true, you should. I'm very particular about where things sit in relation to my neck. So that being said, I have to get this where I want it. This is the first time I'm wearing this apron. First time for everything. I see the dentist this week, you guys. Because the chin is still not, like, this area is still not correct. I go Wednesday at 3:30. So it's definitely going to be an evening stream on Wednesday. Rimworld on Wednesday in the evening. Because this comes first. And then Friday is going to be couple fads with Seamus, and then I think Sunday we're going to start a new game. Maybe play the whole game. We'll see. Alright, you need to come out. You hope it goes well. Thank you. Rim, mother! Ugh. Pull out. Oh my god, it shrank like a ton. It looks more like a cookie. It's super shrank. I don't understand. Leave it there. Oh. I overwhipped the cream. You guys, we have butter. I thought I could walk away from it. Whoops. We went right past Stiff Peaks. Never done that before. Butter's fine. How bad can it be? She did not say anything about blind baking with something in it, no. I wonder if that's maybe why, because I don't understand why you would need to put a foil-lined cookie sheet under it. That just seems weird. Maybe that's why. Yeah, we have butter. It's good for toast. Let me get a little container. I'll scoop the butter into the container. I'll decide if I'm gonna do something with it later. I have more heavy cream. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. I have never done that. Oops. Whoops-a-daisy. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to just make sure all the drawer dust is off of you. I mean, this is technically how you make butter. You just beat the fat up out of the milk, the cream. Then you have to squeeze it to basically get the liquids out. Man, I should have done this part first. Then I would have had unsalted butter to work with. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, I got milk now too, technically. Or would it technically be buttermilk? I don't know. I don't know exactly how you make buttermilk. If that's like, buttermilk is just what's left over after you make butter, or if you actually have to add something back in. Accidentally churning their cream, George us for that added little special something in your next meal. Right, exactly. I just added a butter making lesson to the pie stream. Shame from the Puritanical Church. It's partially curdled. You make it by adding vinegar. Gotcha. Yeah, we got a decent chunk of butter. Just call me Saki homemaker, I guess. Like, move over, Susie. Here I come. Why don't you want to latch? What the fuck is wrong with you, container? Well, on that note, dump this out. Get more heavy cream. Don't make this mistake. Pay attention to your cream, ladies and gentlemen. So maybe oh, I hope this heavy cream is still good. Smells like it. Get what we can out of this one. Whipping cream. It's the same thing. Heavy cream and whipping cream are basically the same thing. Disadvantage on the save. Botch the save. Oh my goodness. Not the fireball. I mean, technically, though, I'm kind of a denizen from hell, so I would probably absorb it. Yeah, it smells fine. It should be fine. Promise you I'm not poisoning Seamus to get the life insurance. Because I'm also going to eat this, so like... Yeah, this... I can't get it right, and then it feels loose in the back. I'm going to have to figure out how I make this apron. I might have to, like, I don't know, stitch some stays into it. Try this again. Take two. Yeah, the higher the fat content, the longer it keeps. It does stay good for quite a while. It's probably just like separating. Because this was good until the end of January, it looks like. And it doesn't smell like anything. It's not like it has that sour milk smell. I whisked it too hard. That was the problem. Too much whisking, not enough paying attention. Just like people in a survival situation. Exactly. It was distracting with its shrinkage, and it shrank so fucking much. Like, I'm just... It smells good, but I'm still shocked. Because I thought that was kind of the joy of graham cracker crust and similar. They don't shrink. Maybe I made it too wet. I don't know. Maybe my butter was too soft. Because my butter was pretty soft. It was getting to the oily stage. That is stiff peak. And we're gonna whack it off. See, that's better. Yes, it slides, but that's better. That's not butter, that's whipped cream. Oh my goodness. Only me. Next step. 1 cup of heavy cream into a stand mixer. Yup. You can't believe it's not butter. I'm glad it's not butter. Dust it with Viagra. Oh my God. Yeah, we'll be assembling the mousse soon, so we're just gonna leave it. Refrigerator, uncover and whisk to smooth it out. Place a saucepan with the gelatin over low heat and warm, swirling often until the gelatin is melted into a clear liquid free of granules. You want to make sure it's completely melted or the mousse won't fully set. Whisk the gelatin and the cranberry mixture. Okay, so we're going to spin but not drag. I love you guys. I want you to see this process, but I don't feel like dragging you over for a few minutes at the stove. So you're just gonna have to enjoy the backside of me. Your new neighborhood grocery store. We sell drawer dust, sink sludge, oven crumbs, and more. Oh my goodness, Dova. So we just need to heat the gelatin. Hopefully it melts because mine's solid. What, Smeagol? You think you need your wets? You're fine. Get some heat on it. Grab my spatula out of the dry board. The drain board there. Whatever the fuck that thing is called. Although it said to swirl, didn't it? Well, wakey wakey gelatin. Warm the fuck up. Oh, it is becoming more liquidy. Okay. Okay. It works. Color me surprised. Color me also thinking this is a much larger saucepan than you need for this particular activity. I do have a couple of granules that I'm kind of like waiting to melt. And they are actually melting, it seems like. Like I said at the beginning of stream, this is my first time working with gelatin in this way, where I'm not making Jell-O. So this is new to me. Those granules now, or are they bubbles? I think we're good. Okay. We can take that off the heat. I can spin you guys back around. Whee! I feel like maybe I did have it downturned just a touch more. Okay, and then I need to get the stuff out of the fridge. It's wet. Oh my God, Seamus. And I bet Hannah was in Marvel Rivals and unable to hear it. Said to whisk this. Oh, yep, it does need to be broken up a little bit. Yeah, this would be great on pancakes or waffles. You're here, you can hear. It's so much more immersive. Color me wrong. All right. Low heat and warm, swirling off into the gelatin mixed in clear liquid free of granules. Yup, yup, yup. Mousse won't fully set. Whisk the gelatin into the cranberry mixture. Yeah, that looks clear. I'm trying to get it so that you guys can see it without dumping it onto the ground. You can see most of it. Shrunk so much the difficulty relationship with the name. Commit Viagra for food. Just sprinkle it on for massive improvements. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if that was actually a thing? You know what the good thing is? Since this is gonna set by itself, it doesn't matter that the crust shrank. It'll be delicious and there will just be mainly a crusty bottom. Isn't that what the name of Mr. Krabs' restaurant in SpongeBob was? The Krusty Bottom or something? No, it's the Krusty Krab. You're not even elevated in your giggling. Thank you for the giant emotes, by the way, Seamus. All right. All right. Remove the whipped cream from the fridge and scrape half of it into the bowl with the cranberry. is dying. Hang on. There we go. Now you should be able to hear me again. I was saying, we're folding this in gently, but you can be a little aggressive. I used to be too gentle with it. And then, you know, I couldn't get anywhere. So you can be aggressive enough, but don't make it cry out a safe word. Silent Films with Saki. So that was roughly half. Now we need the other portion, right? Then we put the rest of it in. Fold in the remaining whipped cream until you have a light, uniform mixture and scrape into the prepared crust. Whack, 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 whack. And you really do have to do this by hand because what we're trying to do is preserve the air. The air that we whipped into the cream, we want to preserve for the light texture it'll give the mousse. I wish with these mics that there was like a little cue for me, like a beeping sound or something that told me, hey, I'm about to die. So just lift and spin carefully. Because now this is a very full bowl. This bowl is full of my cream. Call it ASMR. I was just, sorry about that. I was putting the noise filter back on it, basically. Somewhere out there, someday, a professional baker is gonna see this and just be like, oh, honey, I'm sure. Because I'm sure my technique could use a lot of improvement. I don't fold things in very often. In fact, I think the last time I actually folded something into a recipe, I was making souffle omelets, which, by the way, were phenomenal. I got the recipe off of Anime Kitchen on YouTube. Unfortunately, I think his school life or whatever really had to take the forefront because he just stopped uploading. And that's a shame because I got a couple of really nice recipes off of there. But we've basically got uniformity. We've just got a couple streaks to get mixed in. Knock down a couple of bits of cream that don't want to be anything but solid. Yeah, that seems pretty uniform. And it took like maybe 5 minutes. It's not difficult with this. It's cheese or butter. And now we're gonna pour it into this. As much of it as will fit. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure this is a 9-inch. Woo, but maybe there's a little too much. How close to the edge can we get before we spill? This is where liquid retention on the surface, like it's a surface retention, I think it is, or surface tension, is a thing. I think we can get it all in there. Yeah. Oh, baby. And then this has to set for like 4 hours in the fridge. Yeah, it's delicious. It's very tangy. It's very, very tangy. So, who needs to see the crust when you have something that looks that beautiful? Has a little bit of jiggle. It's gonna go in the fridge. We're gonna let it solidify. And then I will slice photo tomorrow. Exactly. 4 hours of Phasmo. Dova, it is almost 7 o'clock. I definitely think Seamus and I might be waiting until tomorrow to sample this because I don't think either one of us is going to eat it at 11 p.m. So I'm going to put you guys on the BRB screen for a moment. I'm going to put this into the fridge. I'm going to do a quick snooze or two of the ads, and then I'll meet you back for desktop sake.
Ooh. I promise, baby.
She left because she couldn't catch me.
What happened?
Get out of my fucking way, pepperoni.
Never.
No.
I will win.
Yeah, ready to help. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We know it's a mare. Got all the objectives. How do my photos look? 3, 3, 3. Fuck! There's always one photo. Ugh, garbage ghost. I was just shy of hitting the fucking EMF with that. Ugh, I'm just gonna do drugs about it. I selected the ghost. I selected the ghost. Let's go. Oh, Bake, will you talk to me? No, don't touch the door. Talk to me. Have a chat. I've come parabolicking to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Beautiful. Apparently they wanted to talk about their extended warranty. I'm just saying. Okay, apparently that's a ghost event too. Let's go! That was a really good example though too of what the shade looks like in a summoning circle. Cardinal rule of crafting. You're back? Welcome back. Clean up as soon as you're done. Because if you don't, you won't. Weeb. I'm talking to you with this. Clean up after you craft. Alrighty. I feel called out. Yeah. Yeah, that one's for you. Did I die? God, I love the peeling. It's so satisfying. He shook his head at me. He's so angry. Lily, we seem to Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, he's so mad. He's so. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Desktop Saknika. Oh, finished the pizza and still hungry. Made chips and cheese. Let's go, Carrie. You guys, that was fun. That was a good time. That was a very good time, and I thank you guys for being here with me for it, because I know the baking streams are definitely, they're a different vibe. They are a different vibe, but we are going to take all of this joy and love over to somebody else who is deserving of it. I just have to pick somebody. Cookie Pie Queen. I will be your Cookie Pie Queen. Let's see. Who were we lurking? Ah, okay. Why don't we go visit? I make all right background noise back, Nika. Oh my goodness. For pie and butter, you are welcome. Let's go visit Moon Bunny. Moon Bunny is currently playing The Sims 4, and she is doing the 100 Babies Challenge, which sounds miserable. You've stabbed Hano. Oh my goodness. Are you going to take that, Hano? Are you going to take that? Because I don't think you should take that. Sounds terrifying. Right? Right? So if you're not in the Discord, definitely get in the Discord. That's when you're going to most definitely be able to check my schedule and see what's up. Wednesday is RimWorld next week, probably 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Friday next week is going to be Phasma with Seamus. We are going to be playing together as a couple for Valentine's Day, and we'll see if he dies. He's gonna die. You'll just wish the 100 Babies Challenge on Torque. That'll show him. Oh my goodness. And then Sunday next week, I think we're gonna do My Side, which is a horror-ish game where you get to be like your own anime waifu. I don't know. So get in the Discord, peep the socials. Always appreciate the support. If you're subscribed, you can use this first raid message with the mandalas. If you're not, you can use the second one with the hearts. We're going to take the love over to my friend and teammate Moon Bunny. Definitely give her all of the love. She is amazing. She is a cutie pie. Thank you for being here, you guys. This has been wonderful. Thank you for the lurks, the chats, the resubscribes, laughing with me through the mistakes. Like, however you choose to support, however you choose to be here, I appreciate it. You guys are amazing, and I can't wait to see you on Wednesday. Have a great one. Make it a good week. Take a moment to practice some self-care. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you because you matter. Good night, friends. Bye-bye.